Hi everyone, welcome to the day 5 of RevenueCat's ship return. Today I feel has been the best day of in the past 5 days because I have finally shipped a very big feature. Like I think the biggest feature that I was really hoping to nail, and I'm really excited to tell you all about it. So first we will talk about the features from the beginning of the day or mostly the evening, because I was enjoying myself on a beach in the first half of the day. So the first feature is I added a little bit of padding. It's not a feature, it's like a quality of life improvement. It's like when you hide the control points, it will add a bit of it will enlarge the gradient, mesh gradient, so that you can easily work on that, and it shows that. And another feature for the 2x2 and the 4x4 grid is that I added templates, because it felt like because I was already all I was focusing mostly on the 3x grid, so I took some time and didn't want to leave out the 2x and the 4x grid. So we have some colors that I found online by Claude, Mystic Twilight and Golden Sunrise. They are just good names, really pretty names. I would create a dedicated section for them in the next release, but for now this works. I worked really hard on the 4x one, because what I do is that I still haven't been able to get my meshing AI to generate really beautiful 4x grid. It does do it for the 3x one. So for the 4x one, I ask it to generate the beautiful colors and the gradients. They do not have that very sharp tangents or the arcs that I would look for. So I would then run my meshing app on the phone, then adjust it according to my taste and something that I would love to have as a wallpaper. And when I'm satisfied, then I will copy back the gradient into the JSON that I can load as the templates. So one of the famous ones that really wanted was an Aurora Borealis, which looks like really beautiful as a wallpaper. Then we have Sunset Horizon, which are using the new height control points, which enlarge it, and it's much better to work with. Then we have the Mystic Forest, Cosmic Nebula and Coral Leaves. They all look amazing. And for the 2x2 grid and the 4x grid, I also updated meshing AI. So let's type Tokyo Nights and try to generate gradient for it. 2x by 2 is much faster compared to the other ones, because it does not have much of system prompt to give, because it just have the 4 points. I do not have to make changes for each of the points that I have to focus. So let's search something else as well, like a summer haze with pink sunset in Tokyo. Very random. Summer Haze is a song, a J-pop song that I've been listening to, and that's why I've been trying to use that everywhere. And this produces some really good color. Let's see the result that we get for 4x by 4 grid. I'm not sure how it would look like, because it's still in like a beta version for the system prompt, and there may be some let's see how it looks. Oh, it's pretty good. And let's bring up the control points. So you can see that it does not change much of the middle 4 points that I wanted to. So you can kind of make your adjustment yourself. And then if you just move it a bit somewhere here and then try to zoom in, this looks much better, right? So this is the power of meshing AI, and I will continually improve on the prompts so that it gets much better for the 4x one, because 4x where is you actually get the vibe of the beautiful gradients that you have seen on websites and that you love. So that's my goal for the next week, not this one. And if I added noise yesterday, and it makes it adds this subtle noise on top of it, which is kind of cool. People like that, and that was a feedback that I got. And coming to the biggest feature of the day or of the week or of the month, or since I started this app, is animating the gradients. So I will first toggle the control points off and show you how the animation looks like. It's a random one. I'll start with the new template that I have, this one, because I think this looks the most beautiful. Then I will start animation. This animation is based on a cosine function, and I have, after a lot of experimentation, picked the points that I think will work best with the cosine function. And when I animate it, oops. Oh, my bad. So animation is only available for 3x3 grid as of now, because I had to make it much better for, I have to still optimize it for 2x and 4x, so I will do that later. But for 3x, this is how it looks. So we start with this. We start with the Midnight Paradise, which I think is a amazing gradient in itself. And if I just take the point and adjust it myself and make it look like this, this is something, a good starting point. And then I will try to animate it. Wow, so the animation works really well. I have a lot of pseudo random animations in between, and then if I add noise on top of it, you can see that it animates well with the noise as well. And imagine having this as your live wallpaper. It will just, it's good. So, but this is not the point. This is what I wanted to really show, that now the control points also animate with the animation. Getting this to work was a good task. I had to go and refine my SwiftUI knowledge and my knowledge about timeline view. I also learned it has some more initializers, like the minimum interval and the paused parameter that I can play with. And now let's say that for this gradient, I liked when the point is at this point, and I would just want to stop animating it, and then I can just go back and export like I usually do. So if I go and change take another example, let's say for this cosmic aurora, and then animate it again, remove the noise, and I see that this is going well. It goes up, like I can play around with this color as well. Like now I know what all kind of animations I can put in this app, because now I can visualize the animations as well. So let's say this point, when it's in the top bottom, I like it, then I would just pause it and then export my gradient as it is. So the idea of this app is to make creating mesh gradients as easy as possible, so you do not have to play with the colors yourself. And I think this new feature of playing and pausing animations is something that you would love to have. And having the animation itself, the next step would be to export the animations as a GIF or MP4 file, so that you can directly use in your keynotes or your Figma files. And as I mentioned earlier on the first day, that my idea is to make meshing the ultimate design tool for designers, and it is mesh gradients right now, but the future plan is to have linear gradients, angular gradients, and the radial gradients, which will support iOS 17, so I can release this app before iOS 18 itself. And that would give me some good traction from designers, and they would be looking forward to the mesh gradients in iOS 18. And with that, I was supposed to work on the code base today, but I've added more features, more variables, more methods. So it's like the work, kind of the refactoring part is piling up. So I would take Sunday, like I would kind of make it a habit that I take Sunday as a refactoring day and not work on any new features, so that it's much easier for me in the long term, because I want to work on this app for the long term. So I cannot have a shitty code base. I cannot have a messier code base in the first place. So with that, thank you for listening to me and have a great day and see you tomorrow.